Good afternoon and welcome to the St. Clair College Sportsplex in beautiful Windsor, Ontario, the site of the 2020 OCAA Women's Basketball Championships here on We Digital Productions. Hello everybody, my name is Dominic Papa. Certainly glad to have you along for the ride here today. Our first of 4 broadcasts here at the Sportsplex. It is indeed a great tournament, the Women's Championships, the college level. Outstanding teams here this weekend, and all of these teams, in talking to them in the last couple of days when they arrived here, slowly trickled in, they all talked about being here for 3 days. They all want to make it to that third day, of course, Sunday. That is the bronze medal game and also the gold-silver match. So all of these teams here, all 8 of these teams here, looking to spend 3 days here in the southwestern Ontario region. Again, this is the first of 4 broadcasts today. Let's take a look at our broadcast schedule for you. Right now, we're getting ready for the Lambton Lions. They're going to do battle with the Algonquin Thunder. Immediately following that game, or shortly after that, we'll have the Durham Lords taking on the Fanshawe Falcons. The 6 p.m. Time slot features the local team, the host team, the St. Clair College Saints. They'll take on the George Brown Huskies. And then coming in at 8 o'clock, it's the Sheridan Bruins taking on the Humber Hawks. A lot of people feeling the Humber Hawks are the team to beat here at this tournament. Fanshawe may have something to say about that. And of course, the home team, the St. Clair College Saints, who took a silver medal in this tournament last year, they'd like to make it gold this year. And with the hometown crowd, they're hoping they can help them get to that potential. Let's get into our first game here. As mentioned, it's the Algonquin Thunder, the champion of the East. They had a 15-1 record. They'll take on the Lambton Lions, the Lions in the West Division. An 11-7 record. Lambton defeated Centennial in the playoffs very convincingly by a 29-point margin. You look at some of their numbers, they finished 4th in the West. The West seems to be a little bit deeper than the East. I'm not saying it's better. It just seems like the numbers are a little bit deeper. The team's maybe a little bit better when you look down the stats, but a very respectable team, a team that's been growing throughout the campaign. This team is one of those teams you say, boy, oh boy, I don't know if we want to see them in the first round. Algonquin is certainly not taking them lightly at all. Of course, they have a couple of key players in their lineup, Lambton does. One of them, of course, is a veteran player, and she talked about her team and their growth this year. Cassidy Crow had this to say about the tournament.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this has been a really good year for us. Even if we just look at it in terms of our team growth, like who we were at the beginning of the season to now, they're 2 different teams in our opinion. And we think that it's because we put in the work. Like, we've really been working our tails off, and we are super excited to be here. And I mean, last year, unfortunately, the program didn't make it to this tournament. So we are like coming with fire and ready to show up.
Cassidy Crow and her thoughts about her team and getting to these championships. Of course, they're in the very capable hands of head coach Kendall Ross. Kendall Ross has a great amount of respect for the Algonquin Thunder and also their head coach, Jamie McLean. This is what Coach Ross had to say about her opponent.
Well, I'm always super impressed with what Jamie does with that program. I mean, they're competitive every year, and they're used to being here, and so we have to appreciate that. It was our first time in program history having the crossover game at home last Saturday, so we're in a little bit of a different position that way, and we're going to have to be ready for anything they've got.
Coach Kendall Ross of the Lambton Lions. Of course, she talked about her opponent here today, the Algonquin Thunder. The Thunder, the East Conference Championship team, a 15-1 record, an outstanding campaign for the Algonquin team. You look at their numbers, very impressive, no question about it. Pretty dominant numbers when you look at the other teams over in the East. And again, that's not to take away from them. There's 2 other teams from the East at this tournament, 5 teams from the West. So you see the balance or the unbalance there. But make no mistake, Algonquin is the real deal. And they're going to be one of those teams that are looking not only to win a medal, but winning one of those higher level medals, a gold or a silver medal. Michaela Branker is one of the veterans of this team. This is her last kick at a gold medal. She reflects on her career.
It's incredible. My 4 years at Nipissing were amazing. Unfortunately, I didn't get to go to playoffs those 4 years, so being able to do that now, it's really exciting. I'm really looking forward to finishing my last year off strong. So,
Michaela Branker is certainly one of the players to watch here today for the Algonquin Thunder. They're also a greatly coached team. Jamie McLean, he won a couple of awards at the banquet last night. Very deserving coach, and He's done an outstanding job putting this program in place. But like his opponent here today, he has a lot of respect for the coach of the Lambton Lions, of course, Kendall Ross. They have a mutual friendship and mutual respect. This is what he had to say.
Well, Kendall does a great job with Lambton. What she's done over the last couple of years, growing that program and making it what it is now, it's definitely going to be a tough matchup. She's done a great job teaching these girls to think through the game, not just play like robots all over the floor. They play well. Thankfully, we've got video to see that, right? And so I've been spending a lot of time getting through the video, showing the video to our girls, showing the sets, getting ready to run things through. So it's going to be definitely a tough matchup, especially with the benefit of the West being a stronger division and getting good games more times in the season. I think they've got a little bit of an advantage there. Coming in from the East with a 15-1 record, I think we've still got something to prove. And I'm hoping, I'm sort of getting the girls to think more like, hey, we're coming from the East. The West is counting us out already. Try to play with an underdog mentality, even though we are that number 1 seed coming in from the East.
An outstanding coach for the Algonquin Thunder, that is Jamie McLean. So that gets you all the details. That gets you some of the players and the coaches' feelings heading into this game. We're all set here at We Digital Productions. When we come back after the break, it's the opening tip. The Algonquin Thunder, the Lambton Lions, set to open up the OCAA 2020 Championship Tournament here on We Digital Productions.
Hey, Herman Moore here, Detroit Lions legend and 4-time Pro Bowl player. Hey, get your tickets and join me for the 15th Annual Westby Awards on Tuesday, March 10th at the Caboto Club.
The 15th Annual Westby Awards are brought to you in part by Unifor Local 444, Lucier Glove and Safety, Hotham Building Materials, AM 800 CKLW, and We Digital Productions.
Are you passionate about a particular sport? Would you like to combine it with your education? Are you thinking about a career in one of the many rewarding construction-related trades? Do you love subjects like science, technology, engineering, or math? Take a look at the academies of the Windsor-Essex Catholic District School Board. You'll be glad you did. And years from now, you'll look back on your high school days as the best times of your life. The academies of the Windsor-Essex Catholic District School Board. We're with you all the way.
Hi, I'm DJ Smith, head coach of the Ottawa Senators. For the best in local sports coverage, We Digital.
Here, it's about you. Your passion, your skills, stepping up to the challenge. It's here where we rise above, soar to our full potential, and where we become work ready. St. Clair College, it's time to take flight. Rise above the ordinary.
Like our champions, we know what it takes to win. Every day we put on our uniforms and we strive to be the best. Ring after ring, we keep practicing until it becomes second nature. Our craftsmen have put in thousands of hours to master their trade. And when things get tough, we make the adjustments needed to stay on top. Baron Championship rings. This is who we are.
Back everyone to the St. Clair College Sportsplex in Windsor, Ontario for Day 1, Game 1 of the OCAA Women's Basketball Championship in Windsor, Ontario at the St. Clair College Sportsplex. I'm Justin Prince alongside Miss Reed Innes for the start of today's action in the Monts on Time Express broadcast booth. It's going to be an exciting 3 days of basketball action, but it's time to take a look at how the starting lineup will look for today's action between the Lambton Lions and the Algonquin Thunder. On your screen now for the Lambton Lions, they enter the tournament 11-7 in the regular season. They'll be wearing their blue and white jerseys with Ashley Pettit starting alongside Brianna Pretty. Cassidy Crow start alongside Morgan Wegg, and Eku Enion rounds out the starting lineup for the Lions. For the Algonquin Thunder, they enter the tournament 15-1 in the regular season, the East champs. With the white and green jerseys, will be Rita Sebo starting alongside Sierra Peck. Ariana Gagnon starts alongside Michaela Brinker, rounding out the starting lineup, Noor Abdullah. That's a look at your starting lineups for day one, game one of this tournament. Now read these two teams, both really talented squads. It was talked about in the pregame about the building process for Lambton, and Algonquin, of course, looking to prove people wrong, will take it on the West starting off today.
Absolutely, this will be a very competitive game. Obviously, they're all going to be competitive. Lambton has earned their time here, their spot here, I should say. It's the first they hosted a play-in game, which is huge for the program. Their coach has done a great job. She's an alumni, so she's got a sense of pride trying to build things to a championship level. And obviously, Algonquin, they've been here before. They know what it takes to win, and I have no doubt this will be a competitive game.
Yeah, at one point the Thunder won 4 straight gold medals. The last time they won an OCAA title was back in 2014. Well, Lambton's sole gold provincial medal came 30 years ago in Division number 2. Your keys to victory for today's matchup?
I think it's kind of the same on both sides. You want to try and feel it out. You want to get a flow for the game, obviously. I'm a big proponent, whichever side it is, whoever sets the tempo, whether it be offensive, defensive, whoever can set the tone early, usually gives themselves an advantage. But when you get to this point in the season, anything can happen, and it's going to be competitive. We want to see what plays out.
Absolutely. It's going to be curious how game one of this year's championships turn out today. Paul Carter, Josh Lehman, Scott Scantlebury, your officials for game one. Carter will tip things off to the Lions and the Thunder. We're underway from Windsor, Ontario. Sebo passes along the outside, Branker to the high post. 16 on the shot clock. The drive inside by Peck is good to start the scoring.
That's a good look. You try and get something easy inside. A lot of these games, you want to start to get yourself adjusted, get the jitters out. That's a good way to go.
Lions now set up for their first offensive set. Pretty passes it back outside, stolen away by the Thunder. Fast break, poked back loose, stays Thunder possession.
That's good hustle from Crow to get back. You'd expect that from her. She's their leader. You know, an early turnover isn't going to hurt them, but you also don't want to just settle for it. You want to get back and set a tone on defense too.
21 still on the shot clock. Sebo passed along to the corner. Getting on, pass back along inside the paint. Back to Sebo. Goes back inside, pass back to Brinker. 10 on the shot clock, the drive inside. It's good. Thunder with a 4-0 run to start.
This is an Algonquin team that scores a lot of points. They shoot the ball really well, which tells you they get a lot of opportunities inside, so that's not surprising.
Meanwhile, the Lions try and go inside. No good for Morgan Wag. They're taking up the floor. Just past 1 minute into the first quarter here on Weed Digital Productions. Justin Prince onside, Reed Ennis in the broadcast booth. Jump shot, no good, just inside the arc. Second chance poke loose. They say whistle called on the play.
Lambton got caught a little flat-footed there. Be good to see him box out, but again, it could just be jitters.
Pettit with the first personal of the tournament, first team foul for the Lions. Now, for Algonquin as a group, they were third in the OCAA in free throw percentage, 68.9%. They start with a 6-0 run, draining the 2 free throws there. Lions take it back up quickly. Pettit back outside for 3. Enion, no good. Lions still looking for their first bucket. Sebo now springs in and stops it. Sebo, the top 3-point shooter in the league this season. Passed it along that time. Getting on, back to the down low spot. Abdullah with the bucket.
That's a nice inside game from both those players. They're looking for each other early. Get a good conversion there.
8-0 run for the Thunder to start the tournament. And a whistle called, travel. Thunder retake possession. Things not working well so far for Lambton. Bringing in a first substitution, Bigra in.
They just need to settle down a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised if Algonquin comes down and scores here. You probably see Lambton take a timeout. If not on the next possession very soon, just to calm them down, settle them down, and get their heads back in the game ready to go.
That one thrown straight out of bounds by the Thunder. Lions retake possession about 2 minutes into the first quarter. Lions still looking for the first field goal. In the regular season, they were 8th in the OCAA, 34.7%. No good that time. Sebo on the rebound. Thunder trying to set things up. Motion already sees Brinker move from the far side corner to the inside corner. Passed up to the top of the post. Down low into traffic, stolen away. Taken back up by Pretty. Pretty slows things back down. Still 17 on the shot clock to the baseline. Big rump back outside. Wag, the long shot, no good.
Nice rebound inside there. That's what you want to see going after the loose ball. Stay with it, get an easy bucket.
And Pretty getting the first points on the board for the Lions. Pretty, the West Division Rookie of the Year this season. Double team breaks things up. Thunder go to the baseline. Pass back outside. Abdul. Sebo puts up the three, way off the mark. Rebound picked up by Pretty. Fast break by the Lions. Down low in traffic. Stays Lambton possession.
It's a nice look. Trying to lead the pack a little bit. Sebo was able to get back, obviously make a decent defensive stop. Maybe they can get something off the inbounds here.
Sylvie Strong into the game now for the Thunder. Their first substitution on that stoppage. But the Lions inbound the basketball to Crow. Crow drives right on by, can't get it to go. Sebo watches it go out of bounds. Algonquin possession. They'll bring in their second substitution as well. And Jody Jarrus.
Lambton's not a great shooting team, which is nice to see them trying to attack the basket, get the easier looks, but Algonquin's very strong defensively. They're the #2 defensive team in the OCAA, so they're not going to give up too many things that are all that easy.
Yeah, they just allow 56.7 points per game during the regular season. Sebo, meanwhile, gets the ball outside. Back to the corner for three. No good. Picked back up, still 6 on the shot clock after the air ball. It's one back to Sebo. Sebo to beat the buzzer. Can't get it to go again, air ball this time. It's a shot clock violation.
The shot was a little long, but it's good to see a veteran player. The time didn't really get to her. She still took her time. She got a nice look and a good shot off. Just a little bit long.
And Sebo is known for some good scoring performances. 55% shooting this season. Meanwhile, the Lions go back outside. Crow from deep. Can't get it to drop still. Approaching 4 minutes into the first quarter. Algonquin going with a slower tempo offense. Sebo hands it back off. Swung back on the outside, Brinker.
Quite a bit of movement.
Goes into the double. Draws the bunny ears. 2 free throws coming up.
Quite a bit of movement on that offensive possession. It's what you want to see. It gets the defense shifting. That's where things open up. And like I said, this is a team that wants to look inside. That's where you're going to get some really easy looks close to the basket.
First personal against Crow in the tournament. That brings Brinker to the free throw line, was 7th in scoring in the OCAA this season. Also 4th in that 3-point percentage category referred to earlier, Reed.
Yeah, and she's a strong free throw shooter. She's just under 74% on the season. This isn't somebody you want to put on the line, but at this point, it's still an early game. Anything can happen.
Free throws are good. 10-2 run still for the Thunder. Lambton looking to break it up this possession. Pennant on the outside. Ashley Moore spins, guarded by Sebo. Back outside, 8 on the shot clock. Pennant for the mid-range. Off the back iron still. Just one made field goal for the Lions, approaching halfway to the first quarter so far.
And that one made basket was the only one they really had an open look. They've been pressured on every single possession.
Branker, meanwhile, gets it back on the outside. Around the screens. Pass back outside. 5 on the shot clock. Down low, the bucket. Doesn't even draw iron. Pick back up the second chance. Tap back out of bounds. And they will rule a shot clock violation. Just reached 0 as the ball went flying.
Great look inside. Again, great patience from Algonquin. They just try and find an easy basket. They're not forcing anything. They want to take what the defense will give them.
That's to be expected with a team such as this, with a strong offense and, as you mentioned, strong defense. Meanwhile, the Lions pass it down low. Swung back outside to Pretty. Inside the bucket, Pettit.
Took advantage of the pressure there, overplayed it a little bit, got a nice easy layup inside.
Taken back up now by the Thunder. Just past halfway to the first quarter, kickball violation. Inbounded down the baseline. Their substitution will also come in the process. Abdul back in, will also bring in Jarvis back in this time for Thompson. Inbounded directly to the outside. Swan around the perimeter for three. No good once more. Taken back up by the Lions. Pettit on the fast tempo. Off the front rim. Ripped down by Siebel on the rebound. Algonquin with a strong start to this game, leading 10-4 to begin the tournament here on We Digital Productions.
It's a little surprising here. Algonquin's kind of taking a page out of the Lambton playbook, trying to slow things down. They're a high-scoring offense, but they're trying to just pace the game a little bit, where Lambton's trying to push the matter and try and get some easy looks, but they're just not able to get up the floor in time.
Siebel missing on that last shot. Lions now swing it back out to Pettit. Pettit for the quick shot with the banker, yes. Four straight points for her.
Again, taking advantage, a little bit of an overplay on defense, ended up with an open look inside, right in the middle of the key.
Siebel kicks it back outside meanwhile. Swung back on the outside. Once again, the Thunder try and pass it quickly. Siebel again to Abdullah. This time from deep. Gets it to go from three.
You knew it was only a matter of time before they knocked down one of those shots.
Yeah, they've been trying to stretch the defense like that all game so far.
Absolutely.
Lions meanwhile set up. Pettit pulls up for another mid-range. 6 straight points for Pettit.
Very nice. Like we said, it's early on. There's going to be some jitters. You can see everybody's trying to settle down a little bit. They're easing into the flow of the game. This is going to be a good game.
Quick shot from deep, draws the foul. The Lions will go, the Thunder will go to line to shoot three. It's Jarvis.
Got a little over anxious there on the defensive end, but that's okay. You want to see that aggression. You want to go after the ball. You want to try and be a part of things.
More with their first personal, team's third foul. Once again, as brought up, this will bring Jarvis to the stripe from Summerside PEI. Started 9 of 13 appearances, was also in double-digit points a couple times in the regular season.
Well, and once again, a strong free throw shooter. She's a little over 70% from the line on the season. Actually, sorry, pardon me, a little over 80% on the season. As a team, they shoot the ball well, so it's not somewhere you want to put them, but made out okay on that one.
Picked up her own miss after the full free throw. Ball tapped out of bounds, Lambton possession. Under 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. And the Lions have slowly changed the momentum a bit towards their direction. They're looking, though, for their first run of the game to get themselves back into the conversation. Trial 15-8. Setting things back up way. Going right inside off the front rim, no good. Siebel takes it back up, swung back quickly to Brinker. Back outside, up once again. Gagnon with the bucket, yes. And the lead continues to grow on the scoreboard for the Thunder, and one on the other end.
A little bit of confusion there from Algonquin. They were all on one side of the floor, opened up the opposite side, had an easy look, and then obviously commit the foul trying to recover on defense.
And you can see the play up on your screen. Pretty able to draw the contact that time from Abdullah. Brings her to line to shoot one. Pretty, as mentioned, the West Division Rookie of the Year. Was second among all guards, all players rather, in steals, 67.
Yeah, and it was nice to see her make a nice strong move, play through the contact and finish on that basket, and knock down the free throw.
Back outside, meanwhile, Branker goes inside, draws the contact. She'll go to the line to shoot for 2.
Once again, a little bit over anxious on the defensive end. It opens up the middle of the lane, especially when not everybody's back. It gives too much of an opportunity to get in the middle of the key and then get a good, easy look. With a team like Algonquin, you don't want to give up too many of those because they're going to knock them down. Those are the shots they want to get.
And so far, the foul differential, 4 now for the Lions. That one on Spears, just 1 for the Thunder. Thunder have been not drawing too many fouls on their defensive side. Lambton, many times, has been bringing to the Thunder to the stripe.
Absolutely, and you don't want to commit too many early fouls, but at the same time, you do want to be aggressive on defense. It's a very delicate spot. You got to try and play both sides.
Meanwhile, Pretty sets things up for the Lions. Sizing up Branker, drives in, loses the handle of the ball.
It's a very nice defensive possession by the Thunder on that one.
Back outside the Thunder, continuing to swing it around again from deep. This time, no good, doesn't draw. Iron kept alive with 12 on the shot clock. Back outside Branker, kick back to the baseline for the jump shot. Off the front rim this time, no good from Peck. Taken back up by Lambton, approaching 90 seconds to go in the first quarter. Drive inside, and just for the second time today, it's a trip to the line for the Lions.
It's a nice decision by Lambton there. They've done it a few times now. They try to take advantage. Algonquin's not fully set. They might be back, but they're not where they want to be on defense. Try and capitalize, get past them, get an easy look.
Foul this time going against Gagnon. As to the line is Wang. Was 9th in total assists in the OCAA. 63% shooter from the stripe this season. Drains the first of 2 as a unit. Lambton 12th in the OCAA, in fact, 62.5% as a team. Both of them are good this time, however, 7-point deficit, 20-13 Thunder. Branker sets things back up. Branker wants it back down low, given for the quick shoot. No good from deep. Lions charge it back up. Pennant swung back outside. Wang slows it back down. Back down low, Pretty. The drive inside off the back rim. Pennant picks up the rebound, draws the jump ball.
Nice to see Lambton staying after that. You know, they showed some patience there, tried to get a look inside, which is good. And then not just settling for one shot, trying to get after it, try and get the rebound, try and get another second opportunity.
Lambton keeps the possession here with 14 out on the shot clock. And a narrow whistle called. A hold this time.
Yeah, Peck just got in the way there and refused to get out of the way. Kind of a ticky-tack call, but one that you're not surprised to see from this officiating crew.
10 seconds on the shot clock. Wang loses the handle, stolen away by Algonquin. Taken up by the Thunder. Stolen away on the pass to Branker in the corner. Pennant passed up to Wang. Wang, the drive, Wang, the bucket.
Nice little side step, got the easy look, tried to go up and extend with the left hand, convert for the 2.
And more pressure coming, another whistle drawn. Jump ball stays Algonquin possession. And Lambton's starting to bring more of the press up the floor.
Absolutely, they're bringing more pressure. They're not gonna go away. Like we've talked about, Algonquin can score a lot, but the fact that they're slowing it down is actually playing into Lambton's hand a little bit.
Indeed, Branker meanwhile keeps it up top. Chance for 2 for 1. Abdullah. Pass back to Branker. Pulls up for 3. Off the back rim. Rebound picked up by the Thunder. Fresh 14 for them. Branker down low. Gets the pump, gets the roll. Final seconds of the first quarter. Wang backs it up. Pennant, the pass nearly stolen away. Wang at the buzzer. Can't get it to go. After 10 minutes of play, the Algonquin Thunder lead 22-15 over the Lambton Lions. More coverage of the OCAA Women's Basketball Championship is coming up right after these messages. You're watching We Digital Productions live from the St. Clair College Sportsplex in Windsor, Ontario.
On-Time Express has all of your delivery needs covered with a fleet of 50 vehicles, including cargo and sprinter vans, along with 24-foot straight trucks. It doesn't matter if the freight is big or small. Mont's On-Time Express can guarantee safe and prompt delivery service throughout Canada and the United States. Licensed to broker freight throughout North America, Mont's On-Time Express features same-day delivery service, along with a state-of-the-art dispatching system and live GPS tracking assistance. Mont's is fully insured and Canadian bonded and has certifications with FAST, CTAT, PIP, and SmartWay. Mont's On-Time Express is open 24 hours a day, 364 days a year. To get your delivery moving, contact Mont's On-Time Express at www.montsontime.ca or call toll-free at 877-250-8282.
Welcome back, everyone, to Windsor, Ontario for more coverage of the OCAA Women's Basketball Championship here in Windsor, Ontario, between the Lambton Lions and the Algonquin Thunder for game number 1. 22-15 the score. Justin Prinzel on side. I'd read Ennis in the Mont's On-Time Express broadcast booth. Backing away for the start of the second quarter. Lions starting things out from deep, no good. Again, this time, Wang can't get it to roll in. Thunder pick up the rebound. They out-rebounded the Lions 15-8 in the first quarter.
Absolutely, and 6 of those rebounds were on the offensive end. Second opportunities, the one case, it was a third opportunity. You can't give those up. You got to clear the glass, get them out of there.
And Sebo gets one of her first buckets of the game. She was ice cold for much of the first quarter. Taken back up now by Crow. Driving it straight into the teeth of the defense. She'll go to the strike to shoot for 2.
Lambton coming out, trying to be aggressive early on. That worked for them the first quarter, so see if they can capitalize again here to start the second. You know, Justin, it's interesting to see the free throw disparity in the first quarter. The fouls were even, but Algonquin went to the line. They shot 9 free throws versus only 3 for Lambton.
Yeah, I was just about to bring that 8 up. 8 for 9 were the Thunder for the stripe, 3 for 3 for the Lions. But one of the main things for this Thunder offense as well, every bucket in that first quarter made from the field ended with an assist.
Absolutely. They were very patient. They look for one another. You can tell it's a veteran team. They look, they move. They want to find those easy situations. It's going to lead to assists. For an assist on every made basket, it doesn't happen that often. It's nice to see.
Indeed, after the kickball violation, Thunder set things back up. 20 on the shot clock. Approaching 1 minute into the second quarter here on We Digital Productions. Outside Abdullah, double team. Lions trying to draw the jump ball. They get the jump ball.
Nice to see, like I said, a little extra pressure from Lambton, trying to get some steals. It's going to help them kind of set the tone and maybe get a little bit of a run to start the quarter.
Thunder keep possession, Errol this time. Sebo gets the inbound. Back outside, Peck. Back to Sebo. Back across, stolen away by the Lions. Wade. Pass back outside, the bullet pass to the corner. Drive by Crow, loses the handle of the ball. They say it was poke loose, stays possession to Lambton. They'll have the inbound down the baseline after the tap with 15 on the shot clock. On the floor for the Lions, Pretty lined up alongside Enion. Crow lined up alongside Wang. Rounding at the 5 is Pettit. Drive inside. Crow can't bank it in. Rebound picked up by Siebel this time for the Thunder.
SIBO fortunate there. She tried to get the steal, got beat, but still got in there for the rebound.
And she's caught for the travel. Back the other direction, the possession goes.
That first pass she wanted to make wasn't there. She caught herself, but unfortunately it was a little too late. Got caught with the step, sliding that pivot foot.
So the Lions looking to try and close the gap down. Largest lead of the game, 10 by the Thunder. 2 minutes to go in the first quarter was that mark where they had that. They steal it away this time. SIBO slows it back down, gives it back off to Brinker. Back and forth on the outside. Trying to find spaces, Brinker. Pass this time goes to Abdullah. Inside the double, loses the handle. Tries to pass it back, stolen away by Crow. Crow, off to Pretty. The spin back, outside for three. Off the side of the rim once again. Ball goes out of bounds, Thunder possession.
That was a nice shot, but me personally, I would have liked to see him trying and get something right inside. They had the odd number break. Unfortunately, they weren't able to take advantage of it.
And it looks like our first Barber's Chair timeout of the tournament has been called, this time by the Thunder. Their first of the first half as they look to discuss things, leading by 7. Your thoughts so far in this first 1 quarter plus of action?
It's gone the way you would think. It was a little bit of feeling out process early on. The second quarter, now that everybody's kind of settled down, some of the nerves are gone, you're seeing a little bit more of the teams take form of what they are and how they normally play.
Of course, let's take a look at the standings for the regular season. Lambton finished 4th in the West Division with an 11-7 record. That was behind Humber, Fanshawe, St. Clair in that mark, above Sheridan in those standings as well, Reed.
Absolutely. The West Division is always a strong division. Lambton, to be 4th says a lot for them. Sure, their record's 11-7, but that's a hard-fought 11-7. There's a lot of good teams in this division. Not that there aren't in the East Division, but the West Division is stacked a little bit more solidly all the way through.
And many fans making their way down from Lambton College to watch today's action. You can see some of them up on your screen as they look to cheer on the Lambton Lions. Back and away, just past 2 minutes into the second quarter. SIBO breaks to the press to Brinker. Pass to the corner, swung back to the extra pass. SIBO drives it to the baseline pass, the jump shot. Again, it's good.
Once again, there's that solid ball movement, looking for each other on the offensive end. Algonquin's capitalized on a lot of easy looks.
Stolen away by Gagnon. Driving in, can't get it to drop. Brinker picks up the second chance. Once again to Abdullah for the banker, yes.
A lot of Algonquin's possessions. They're going to the basket, they're going downhill. Makes the game a whole lot easier as an offensive player.
Lions, though, still looking to try and get themselves back into this game, trailing by the largest lead of the game, 11. Baseline shot, Way, can't get it to go. Picked up by SIBO on the rebound once again. SIBO slowing down the offense once again. Consistently, the Thunder have been trying to work themselves outside in. SIBO wide open from the outside, drains it.
Miscommunication on the defensive end. 2 players followed off the screen and left SIBO wide open up top. That's not the shot you want to give her.
Especially with how deadly she can be from deep, as seen throughout the campaign. Meanwhile, the Lions already with 10 on the shot clock. Back outside, slowing things back down. Heading on the quick shot, can't get it to bank in. Second chance picked up for Wang for deep. She's got the triple.
Nice extra pass, leads to an open look, knocked it down. Puts a little life back in the Lambton offense.
Approaching 4 minutes into the second quarter. SIBO back once again to Peck to the outside. Brinker from the corner, can't get it to go. SIBO chases down the miss again. Poked loose by the Lions, stolen away.
Justin, they didn't capitalize on that one, but to see the crashing on the defensive boards there is, the offensive boards, very impressive from Algonquin. They're pretty relentless.
But the Lions, though, with an offensive foul, bit of a push-off, as they'll bring in substitutions onto the floor, as well as a Barber's Chair timeout now called. Take a look at the foul.
Tough to tell at that angle, but Obviously, the official was in a better spot than we were.
Bennett was the player pushing off there, but again, that triggers the first Barnard-Shear timeout called by the Lions in this tournament. 31-20, Algonquin is the score. Taking a look at Jamie McLean there, the CCA Coach of the Year nominee for the OCAA in the East Division Coach of the Year. His team was on top of the division this season with a 15-1 record. George Brown, 13-3. Durham also in the tournament at 13-3.
Yeah, the top of the East is very strong. Algonquin, George Brown, Durham, they're always here. They're perennially in this tournament. For Algonquin to be 15-1, that says a lot. Coach McLean's had a very good run, and rightfully so. He is that CCAA Coach of the Year candidate, like you mentioned.
A very talented coach, and has talked about some mutual respect between these teams. And mind you, there are different teams keeping an eye on this game as well. The Durham Wards now up on your screen. They're keeping an eye on this action. They'll be getting ready for action in just about a couple hours or so, give or take. And remember, the winner of this matchup ends up in turn taking on the winner of the Durham-Fanshawe matchup later today. Stolen away by Lambton. Drive inside by Crow. Draws the whistle. She'll go to the line to shoot for two.
Crow had a step there, tried to take advantage of it. That's what you want to see. You get the defensive player backpedaling. It's a lot easier for you to take advantage of that when they're potentially off balance. They can't get to the spot. You've got to beat them to it.
Foul goes against Sebo for a first personal. Lions look to try and get back within single digits. First one's good for Crow. On the season, averaged 14 points per game, was also about 62% from the stripe. It's the league leader in blocks. Can't make the second free throw, however, taken back up by the Thunder. 10-point advantage for Algonquin, approaching halfway through the second quarter. Sebo avoids the pressure. Pass back down low, off the mark, but off the line and out of bounds.
Lambton really trying to bring the pressure outside on the perimeter, force the guard's hand, make them make a tough pass. To this point, it's been working for them.
It seems to be breaking up the flow a little bit of the offense. This time, though, back outside for three, it's good again.
It's a little too easy. If I was on the defensive side of things there, you want to see a little bit better rotation. Unfortunately, nobody popped out to help out.
Gaining on that time on the triple. Crow swings it back off to Pettit. 12 on the shot clock. Back outside for three. Crow off the side of the rim once more. Second chance. Still 6 on the shot clock. Swan back outside. Crow again for three. This time off the back iron. Sebo dives for the rebound once more. Taken back up quickly by the Thunder. The fast break. Rejected from behind. Picked back up by Lambton.
That was a very nice defensive play by Crow. Avoided contact, still got her hand on the ball, got the block shot.
And now she'll draw the whistle on the drive down the baseline.
Very easy to see. Crow's an energy player. She gets out there, she hustles. She's bringing it both ends of the floor. You'll see right here, she avoids all contact, goes up, timed it perfectly. Offensive player almost had no idea she was even going to be there.
Foul goes against Thompson that time by Brianna Thompson. Crow makes the first of two. And it was discussed a bit during the pregame. One of the team's leaders in terms of defense as well as in terms of the offense, the leading scorer for this team.
Absolutely. She's top 25 in both scoring and rebounding in the OCAA, which is good to see. She's definitely the leader. You can see it. She brings the energy, like I said, on both ends of the floor. And her teammates are kind of following the tone she's setting right now.
Abdullah, meanwhile, gets some space down low, yes.
Justin, you can see right there. Unfortunately, that's what happens. You bring a little too much pressure to the perimeter, you get easier looks inside.
Absolutely. Pettit, meanwhile, inside the paint for the jump shot. Can't get her to go, made a few in the first quarter from there. Second chance, way off the mark. Begra's not able to bank it back in. Under 4 minutes to go in the first half. Brinker slows it back down, picks up the gears, drives it off the front of the rim. No good, tap back out of bounds. Stays Thunder possession.
Just couldn't squeeze the ball on that one, but they get a chance to set up their defense here. Hopefully they can get a stop, take it back the other way.
Spears back onto the court now for Lambton. As this time, the inbound to Peck is poked out of bounds, that time by Bigra.
Very fortunate there. You could see the pass was there initially, and then all of a sudden the hand came in the way. She tried to pull it back. It was too late.
Still 13 on the shot clock for the Thunder as they look to try and continue to extend this advantage. Up 13, Brinker from 3. Can't bank it home. Picked back up on the glass once again, this time by Pretty. Pretty able to avoid the pressure up the court, taking it in for the side shot, no good. Second chance, dive to the floor. Pass back out of a triple team. Spears to Crow, stolen away by Brinker. Brinker takes it up, draws the whistle from behind, and she'll go to the strike to shoot for 2.
Very smart veteran play there by Brinker. She saw what happened maybe on that last possession, protected the ball with her body so that it was a little bit harder for Crow to get to it. She's going to go line, try and get 2.
Crow's second personal, team second. And Brinker, the 5th-year senior, last chance, had a gold medal. Having a very solid game so far. 9 points for the Thunder so far today. Make it 10, first player to double-digit points. 15-point advantage for Algonquin. Touch pass from outside, no good. Ball tapped around, diving on top of it was Sebo. Goes out of bounds off of her for the Lions' possession.
Lambton's been very, very active on the offensive glass this quarter, which is nice to see. Unfortunately, they just can't seem to grab it on all these tries.
Yeah, now Pretty gives it back off to Wang. 8 on the shot clock. Passed cross court, stolen away by Peck.
Telegraph that a little bit.
Once again, give it off to Sebo. Looking to take advantage. Sebo, cross court, this time to Brinker from 3, off the front rim. And a whistle called on the tap back. And it is a foul against Abdullah over the back. That's her second personal, 4th team foul. Next one puts Lambton in the bonus.
Good inside positioning there, trying to keep the Thunder off the glass.
Lions now set things back up. Spears sets up in the corner. This time, Bigras passes it along. Wang able to get the ball. Wang through the pressure, can't get it to go off the bottom of the rim. Diving for the basketball, jump ball. Possession arrow stays Lambton's with 14 on the shot clock. Now a substitution coming in as well for the Thunder. Once again, Brianna Thompson onto the floor for the Thunder.
Really like the energy Lambton's bringing. They're hitting the floor. You know, the shots aren't falling. They're not getting every rebound, but they're getting their hand on the ball whenever they can.
Pretty this time with the quick catch and shoot. Makes the jump shot. Lambton still trails by 13. 38-25 the score. Brinker back to Peck. Again cross court. Stretching the floor. Sebo to Brinker. This time cuts right. Sheds off Wang. Pass inside the pressure. Draws another jump ball. Possession arrow stays Algonquin's this time with 6 on the shot clock. Both teams trying to apply that pressure and continuously force the jump ball.
Absolutely. A lot of pressure from both teams, like you said. A lot of hands in the passing lanes, which is exactly what you want as a coach. You want to see everybody trying to get after it.
Quick jump shot with 2 on the shot clock. Drops from Thompson. And the lead continues to expand from Algonquin with under 2 minutes to play in the first half. Pretty. This one back outside. Pretty trying to find space, guarded by Sebo. Has the size mismatch. Back to Pettit. 8 on the shot clock. Pettit now guarded by Sebo. Back again to Wang. This time for 3 off the back rim again.
Algonquin forced that shot. They took away the whole inside. They had no choice but take a long one.
Brinker now given some space, however, on the outside. Swan back on the perimeter. Around the world, Sebo again. Back to the corner. Again, this time for 3. Off the front rim this time. Lions charge it back up. Pretty looking to push the tempo. Pretty sizes to the left. No good. Pettit with the rebound. Inside the traffic. Can't put it down. Peck with the rebound. Sebo with the Boyd pass. Finds Brinker on the other end of the floor. Forced to reset. Can't draw the whistle. Rejected by the Lions. taken back up by Lambton. Back out of the traffic to Pretty. She rate sets the offense. Spears cuts inside. Back to way to Pettit. Back down low. Poked loose. Lions keep possession. And into the game comes Strawn after the quick succession of shot attempts. Also back.
Sorry, I was just going to say a little worried there about the Lions being a little bit too unselfish. They're trying to find each other, which is good. A couple easy looks they missed inside.
And it looks like Algonquin not happy with what they've seen. Barbara's short timeout. Enion also going to be coming onto the floor for Lambton at the other end of this sequence. The Thunder lead 40-25, but obviously Coach McLean did not like what he was seeing there moments ago.
No, I think he can tell that Lambton is trying to get back into this game, obviously. They're setting the tone. The scoreboard might not show it right now, but they're controlling the tempo at both ends. They're active. They're getting their hand on loose balls, on rebounds. They're letting Algonquin know that they're here and they're not going to go away.
At this point, what do you do if you're Coach Kendall Ross to try and keep up the pressure and try and put it into the scoreboard either at the end of the first half here or then in turn carry the momentum for the second?
Me personally, if I was Coach Ross, I think what you want to do is try and take a page out of what Algonquin did in the first quarter. You want to slow things down. You want to bring the pressure on defense. You don't want to just settle down and hold your breath really on offense, but at the same time, you don't want to take the first shot you get. You want to move it around. You want to try and find something inside. Allows you to rest a little bit, but at the same time, make the game a whole lot easier. Takes away the opportunity for fast breaks for Algonquin.
Lambton possession, 41.6 seconds remaining in the first half. Pretty with the inbound. Wake now with the ball, 6 on the shot clock. Back outside, Enion. Steps back, the quick pass, Pettit down the baseline to the buzzer, no good. Under 30 seconds to play in the first half. Sebo, quickly back outside.
Nice steal by Pretty.
Pretty with the quick steal. Shot clock is off. Swung back to Pretty. Enion. Lambton taking their time. Enion drives, draws the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
It's a very nice drive there. Got an inside position, went right to the basket, knowing that there was a little bit of time left. You want to make sure you get something out of the possession to end the quarter.
You see on the play, the hands go in. That draws the foul.
Anytime an official sees you reaching from behind like that, it's almost guaranteed to be a call.
Enion misses the first of the 2 free throws, was 66.7% from the stripe in the season. Pre-community services major. Looking to put a dent in here with 9 seconds remaining. Lead is trimmed to 14. Now a quick substitution before this play brings in Megan McNamara.
Real important here. You want to keep pressure. You don't want to give up more points, but you also don't want to commit a foul. So you got to play this very smart. Move your feet. Make sure there's a hand up on every shot.
The hands nearly pumped away. Shot no good from the Thunder. And at halftime, 40-26 is the score. Halftime coverage coming up after these messages. You're watching Weedster Productions for coverage of the 2020 OCAA Women's Basketball Championship from the St. Clair College Sportsplex in Windsor, Ontario.
I want to understand why.
I want this to be perfect.
I want to be inspired.
I want to be challenged. No matter the reason, our passion to learn brought us here.
This is going to be an exciting ball game to say the very least. As we're just about set to go, the St. Clair College Sportsplex.
Welcome back to the St. Clair College Sportsplex here in Windsor, Ontario, the site of the OCAA 2020 Women's Basketball Championships here on We Digital Productions. Dominic Papa joining you for the halftime report. Very pleased and honored to have a very special guest with us. One of the men working behind the scenes here, but playing a very important role. Paul Johnson is the referee-in-chief, we'll say it, referee-in-chief for OCAA basketball, and he's been gracious enough to give us a couple of minutes here. And first of all, welcome to the city, Paul. And I know you took in an event last night, and you're getting here today. And your thoughts up to this point about everything?
Wow, first-class event so far. Great, everybody's been great. Our officials are treated well when we come here. It's good to be in Windsor, and it's nice to have the tournament kicking off. Yes. It's nice to get to basketball.
Yes, it's been, of course, some of the teams arrived yesterday and on Wednesday. I know Ted Beal and his gang have been working on this thing for a few months now, and it's nice to see some action finally, because you can plan, but you know, you want to see the results, right? So, but they've done a great job in setting up the facility, and let's talk about the officiating, and obviously a very important element to the success of the tournament. How do you go about your business, Paul, in selecting the officials and getting the assignments done?
Yeah, you know, it's people don't realize there's this third team that's in championship mode as well, and that's the officials. So through the season, officials work obviously games all over the province. They get a chance to be selected to come and work these provincial championships. There's 12 officials, 6 that come from the local area, 6 are traveling in this case of this tournament, mainly from the GTA. And all of them have great experience at the OCAA level, and it's a good mix. Some have not had a chance to referee at a championship, provincial championship, so they're getting their first opportunity. And then we have some seasoned veterans to make sure that the crew does a solid job. So these folks are just as interested in their performance, because it's a really perform and move on. If you do well in these quarterfinal games, then you're in contention to do the semifinals and the medal games. So their performance is being measured and monitored by myself and some others from the OCAA. And based on their performance, they'll get another game. They're only assigned one, and then we'll see how they do.
Oh, wow. They're under a little bit of pressure here.
They are.
For sure. But I mean, like anybody in athletics, you don't mind the pressure. You want the pressure. So to get to this process, and I would imagine you have a crew, a staff, a little bit of a staff anyways, that watches throughout the year, and then you pick the final set of officials to work this championship?
We do. The OCAA, we have a facilitator, Rob Ferguson, who kind of looks at all the games, but then we have local people that will go out and observe games, and we build a body of knowledge about the officials themselves. And you have to work a minimum number of games too, so it's not somebody that's only worked a couple here. They have a good background in OCAA basketball. Many of them are familiar with the teams from the East and the West, and so they know what they're getting into here, and they come prepared for it. And really, they're here based on their merit. And so these are officials that have done well through the season. They know how to officiate at this level. And then we come into these games where it really matters. You know, every call is scrutinized. Every call means something. And ultimately, for the team that loses in each of these quarterfinal games, their weekend is over. And so the pressure is really on our folks to do their job extremely well.
And of course, you know, as you mentioned, it's a team within the game here. A lot of people don't realize it, the work that goes into it, the experience. You mentioned the experience. We talk about the experience on the play, but how much does experience factor into officiating, I guess, even, Paul? I mean, obviously, when you've worked some championships, it's going to work in your favor. But does it change, I guess? You know, when you get to the regular season and you come into a tournament like this, does it change?
Well, it does change. The pressure is a lot more. And, you know, any official that says they're not nervous when they take that first step and move to that next level is fooling you. You get those nerves. And so there are some people here, this is their first opportunity, and they'll be ready, but it's always a nerve-wracking experience. And then you balance that off with others who have been in these types of tournaments. They refereed national championships before. We have an official on the floor in this first game, Paul Carter, who's done it all. He's refereed at the U Sport finals. He's refereed certainly at the college finals nationally. So, you know, a seasoned person. And what that does is it helps the crew to gel well together. You want to have that mix of veteran experience. But when we're out there on the floor, each official is their own official. They're judging the calls, and they're making the calls on their own. And so they have to get themselves mentally and physically prepared. They come in great shape. They come in ready to make the calls. My job is to give them a little bit of instruction first off, and then really help them to be successful through the tournament.
We know Paul Carter very well, obviously being a Windsorite, and we're very proud of Paul, actually. He's an unbelievable man, that's for sure. Yourself, you're an official. You've done
31
that.
years.
Yeah.
So
you don't look that old to be doing 31 years. So,
I started when I was
you were
pretty
like
young.
10, right?
Yeah, and that's the great thing about officiating. I started when I was very young, but it's allowed me to referee across the country. I've done all levels of basketball in Canada. I lived in the UK for a few years and refereed there as well, doing semi-pro basketball in Britain. So, it's one of those things that it's a great outlet, and while I get the opportunity, I would say, for a lot of athletes that are out there, think about officiating when you're finished your playing career, whenever that is. And and it's great to get people that know the game. I loved the game, I played the game, but I knew that I had to figure out some other path after high school. In high school, I was a 30-point player. When we were up by 30 or down by 30, I got in the game. So I knew that something else had to happen in officiating, or in basketball for me, and officiating was that. I've remained involved in the game. I referee at the elite levels, up to pro basketball, and for me, it's a way that I can keep involved. So I put it out there that if you love this game, check out officiating at all parts of the province. We've got people that'll help train and get you ready.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, Paul, because that was actually my next question for you. You mentioned some of the young guys are going to get a chance at these OCAA championships, so they're being rewarded for their growth and development. But obviously, Paul Carter, I mean, the guy,
the ageless wonder.
He's the ageless wonder, but one day Paul Carter will not be reffing. We know this, so it's good to get that cycle going, get some of the youth involved, and certainly, again, it's very rewarding. There's some really good perks to doing some of these things.
Well, and let's not sugarcoat it. You also get paid for this, so it's a nice way to make some extra money. And when you're young, a great job to have that keeps you involved in the game and keeps you physically fit. And the other bottom line is basketball's growing in this country. It's certainly growing in Ontario, and the Raptors bounce of people now really getting interested in basketball means we need more officials across this province. I know they need them in Windsor. We're here in Windsor, so I'll put that plug in. We need them in Hamilton. We need them in every city across this province and across the country. So it's a good thing for people to think about. It's not for everybody, because when you're out there, there's a lot of interaction that is unfortunately negative. Not everybody likes your decisions, and you have to be able to put up with that. But the good news is that you never get thrown into an OCAA game as your first game. You start refereeing at recreational levels, and you can build from there.
All right. Well, we're lucky to have you here, Paul. That's for sure. Appreciate your time here. I know you got a really busy weekend. Some tough decisions will be made.
Absolutely.
But, appreciate all the hard work, and thanks for helping us out.
Thanks
here
so much. Great.
Okay. Paul Johnson, the Director of Officiating here for the OCAA Women's Basketball Championships. We're going to take a quick timeout. When we come back, Royal Church, our basketball analyst, will break down the first half of play. You're watching the OCAA 2020 Women's Basketball Championships here on We Digital Productions.
Hey, Herman Moore here, Detroit Lions legend and 4-time Pro Bowl player. Hey, get your tickets and join me for the 15th Annual Westby Awards on Tuesday, March 10th at the Caboto Club.
The 15th Annual Westby Awards are brought to you in part by Unifor Local 444, Lucier Glove and Safety, Hotham Building Materials, AM 800 CKLW, and We Digital Productions.
Are you passionate about a particular sport? Would you like to combine it with your education? Are you thinking about a career in one of the many rewarding construction-related trades? Do you love subjects like science, technology, engineering, or math? Take a look at the academies of the Windsor-Essex Catholic District School Board. You'll be glad you did. And years from now, you'll look back on your high school days as the best times of your life. The academies of the Windsor-Essex Catholic District School Board. We're with you all the way.
Welcome back to the St. Clair College Sportsplex OCAA Women's Basketball Championships here on We Digital Productions. Our color analyst, our broadcast doctor, Royal Church, joins us on the broadcast. 40-26 Algonquin over Lambton here in game one of our coverage, Coach Church. And I guess really not too many surprises. Algonquin just seems to be maybe the more experienced and certainly the more talented team.
Yeah, Dom, to be truthful, they're deeper. They have more players that can play. They run the ball. They're under control at all times. Hardly turn the ball over at all. Coach Jamie McLean's done a heck of a job with this group.
Yeah, and of course we talked to Coach from Lambton, Coach
Kendall Ross, yeah.
Yes, wonderful coach.
That's the first time I've helped you out.
Yes, thank you. Kendall, she made no bones about it. She said this is an ongoing, growing thing for the Lions. So great to have them here getting the experience. We're not counting them out yet, but certainly it's going to be a tough hill to climb. Let's take a look at some of the video from the first half here. And what did you see in that first half, Royal? This is obviously Lambton, I believe, going to the offense here. Anything about Lambton that they did offensively that you caught your eye?
Well, Lambton is limited in their offensive ability, Dom. They really only have two girls who can score on a consistent basis. Morgan Wag. There's another Algonquin score by Branker. They got Morgan Wag and they got Cassidy Crow. And Cassidy Crow missed 4 or 5 layups in a row and only has 5 points. And when your best player only has 5 points at the half, you're in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, you can see in the replays here, again, just not even good shots, but obviously Algonquin with a 14-point lead here, Royal. You know, I don't know what's going to change in the second half. Take us into the coaches' minds. What does Coach Kendall Ross say to her club?
Well, John Thrasher is helping the old veteran from Sarnia Northern is helping Kendall out this weekend. And as he was coming out, he said, Coach, we got him right where we want him.
There you go.
So they'll figure something out.
Yeah.
They're smart cookies. Kendall Ross is one of the best coaches in the OCAA, and John Thrasher, obviously a veteran.
Speaking of numbers, these are the numbers from the first half.
There's your answer, Dom.
Yeah, go ahead.
20.5% for Lambton from the field, as opposed to 37% for the Thunder.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah.
3-point field goals, 1 for 13 for Lambton, 4 of 16 for the Thunder. But I'll tell you, the long distance perimeter shooting has been awful for both teams. Nobody can make a shot.
Yeah, usually 3-point. Algonquin's at 32.3 during the regular season. They're down here, and during the regular season, their field goal percentage is usually at 44%. So they're down a little bit here. So great point that you brought up there, Coach Church. But again, I think the numbers really do speak of the score to the first half here, 40-26.
Yeah, they do, Dom. And I honestly have never seen so many air balls in one half in my life. There must have been 6 or 8 air balls.
Nerves, Royal?
It will be. It is nerves.
Yeah,
Dom.
a little bit of jitters.
First game of the provincial tournament, you're nervous. You got butterflies, but the second half will tell.
Yeah.
If Lambton comes out, gets rid of those butterflies, settles down, I think they still might make a game of it.
All right. Speaking of games, we've got 3 more games here today that we will be bringing to you. A full day of basketball action here on We Digital Productions. Of course, our second game of the afternoon will be the Durham Lords battling with Fanshawe. The 6 o'clock game features the hometown team, the Saints taking on George Brown. And at 8 o'clock, we'll finish off with Sheridan and Humber. Royal Church will be joining us throughout the day with basketball coverage. We're going to take a quick timeout. When we come back, it's the call of the second half. Justin Prince and Reed Innes with all the action for you. This is the 2020 OCAA Women's Basketball Championships on We Digital Productions.
Hi, I'm DJ Smith, head coach of the Ottawa Senators. For the best in local sports coverage, We Digital.
Welcome back, everyone, to Windsor, Ontario, for more coverage of the OCAA Women's Basketball Championship. Live from the St. Clair College Sportsplex. Justin Prince alongside Reed Innes in the Monson Time Express broadcast booth. And it was a strong first half for the Algonquin Thunder. 42-26 is the score as we get ready for the start of the third quarter here. Reed, your thoughts before we get underway for the start of the third?
I think it was pretty obvious. Algonquin set the tempo early. They shot the ball very well, which is I think the biggest difference. They knocked down their open shots and Lambton didn't. But Lambton turned the page in the second quarter there. They started to pick it up on defense, and I think we're going to see a much more aggressive team in the second half here.
Crow with the first shot of the third quarter, no good. And the Lions were ice cold throughout that second quarter. One thing to note, just 2 made field goals on 21 attempts in the second for the Lions. Thunder, meanwhile, continue to swing it as they did in the first half. Sebo from deep gets it.
That's what she does. She knocks down that open shot, and even with the hand up, it looked really good.
Foul up the floor that time. Going against Gagnon. Second personal. First team foul of quarter number 3.
You know, Justin, you mentioned how poorly Lambton shot from the floor. They're really fortunate. They went to the free throw line and they knocked them down in the second quarter. For as many free throws as Algonquin got in the first, Lambton made up for it in the second. That's really what kept them in the game.
They try and get themselves a shot made from the field this time. Crow swings it back outside. Pretty. 5 on the shot clock. Pretty still trying to find space. Stripped away. Thunder with the steal again.
There's that pressure out on the perimeter again from Algonquin.
Gagnon was red hot from deep much of the first half. That time no good from deep. Sebo with the ball, 10 on the shot clock. Back down low, Peck with the right hook. Can't get it to go. Third chance. Draws the whistle. Abdullah to the line to shoot for 2.
Lambton not doing a good job keeping Algonquin off the glass. Second opportunities happen, but you definitely don't want to give up third, and in that case, it was a 4th chance.
Third personal against Pettit. First team foul for Abdullah. Played all 16 games for this season's team in the regular season. 2 double-doubles. Had also scored double-digit points 8 times for Algonquin. Able to make the second free throw, 44-26 the score. Approaching 90 seconds into the third quarter here on We Digital Productions. It's day 1, game 1 of the OCAA Women's Basketball Championship from Windsor, Ontario. Lions drive inside. Crow off the bottom of the rim. Tap back out for the second chance. It's good. Spears.
Very fortunate there. Crow put it up into the bottom of the backboard, but she stayed with it. Found the open teammate. Knocked down the shot.
Once again, spreading the floor, the Thunder. Shot bounces its way in from Peck. Lions now take it back up. Crow driving straight to the cup. No call. Here comes Algonquin. Siebel slowing it back down once again for the Thunder. Trying to open up space. Pass down low, Abdullah. Abdullah feeling pressure down the baseline. Swung back to Sebo, outside for 3 again. Again, misses no good. Tapped out of bounds off the Thunder. Lambton takes possession.
Much better job there of Lambton getting inside, clearing things out.
Taking a look at the stat line again for Crow. The leader in points for the Lions, as talked about a bit, with 14.2 points per game of the season, 227 total on the campaign.
A little bit of full court pressure here from the Thunder.
Crow can't handle the pass back. Picks it back up, but an 8-second violation. Bit of a miscue from the pass from Pretty back to Crow.
It's unfortunate, but you know what? It happens. You can't hang your head. You got to just stay with it, keep playing. I don't think they were expecting that full level of pressure at the baseline on.
First Barber sheer timeout of the third quarter comes from the Lambton Lions. They have 2 remaining in this second half, and things are not looking good to start off the third quarter. Already now trailing 46-28 and still looking ice cold from the field.
Yeah, they looked a little flat-footed to start. Algonquin came out, looked hungry. They looked ready to go. That energy they were bringing on the defensive end in the first half was there again to start the half, and I think that's, if they can maintain that for the game, they're going to see this lead stretch out a little bit. But Lambton will regroup. They're a well-coached team.
Indeed. But coming in August on We Digital Productions, it's St. Clair Fratman football. Be sure to catch the action live on We Digital Productions as the Fratmen get ready to take on the OFC and look to chase after the title. Speaking of chasing after the titles, Thunder and Lions trying to do the same. One thing to note, Lambton's men's counterpart is currently hosting the OCAA Men's Championship right this moment down in Sarnia. Hoping to see many fans tuning in from both areas to both tournaments to cheer on the respective teams.
Absolutely. Lambton and St. Clair very fortunate. They got a short drive for these tournaments.
No good, meanwhile, from the Thunder. Second chance, put up and in. 3-point play coming for Peck. It is Pettit on the personal. This is why.
She actually had very good position there. Unfortunately, it's just a bigger player going up, nice and strong with the ball.
That's the 4th personal against Pettit, though, in this game. One of the top scorers for the Lions today. Now in foul trouble with the remainder of this matchup. And one is completed. Lead is now more than 20 points.
Pettit plays almost 30 minutes a game for the Lions, so losing her is not going to be a good thing. Obviously, she's a key player.
Alicia Moore is the replacement for the time being. Moore has the basketball. Now on the shot clock. Moore pass down low to Crow. Nearly stolen away. Enion dives on it. Poke loose. Inbound coming up down the sideline.
Very nice battle inside there between Crow and Sebo. Crow was open, but Sebo is relentless. She got back around in front. If Lambton can look inside a little bit sooner, I think Crow might have an easy look, but we'll see what happens. They got to actually look for it first.
They give it to Enion, though, this time. Back to Moore for the buzzer being shot. No good. Ball bounces out of bounds. Back to the Thunder once again. And taking a look at the stat lines for Branker now, she leads the Thunder in points per game, 17.4, 279 total points. About on 41.7% shooting on the campaign. No good on the shot of the Thunder. One thing to note with Branker, the differential between her and Sebo in terms of that field goal percentage, we talked about a bit before. Branker attempts about 6 more field goal shots a game compared to Sebo.
Yeah, absolutely. Branker, she's a top 10 scorer in the league. She knows what she's doing. She picks her spots. She looks to attack a little bit more, where Sebo likes to spot up on the outside and knock down those open jumpers.
Wag, meanwhile, tries to pull up on the catch and shoot. No good. Sebo on the rebound once again. Sebo active on the glass today. Gives it off to Branker. Sebo gets it back up on top. Crow on the defense. Once again, the Thunder trying to swing it around the outside. Back to the post. Abdul back outside. Wide open is Sebo for 3. Can't rim it in.
And there's Branker again inside.
Branker this time can't rip down the rebound. Continuously the Thunder trying to be active on the offensive glass. Crow can't make the jump shot. Stripped away from behind. Pretty diving back on top of it. Sebo gets it back. Pass towards the sideline. Tapped out of bounds. That time by Wag. Substitutions coming in for the Thunder. They're bringing in a couple different players in this sequence in Jarris as well as Thompson.
Nice hustle there by Pretty, getting on the floor, trying to keep the ball alive. Just didn't work out. She's going up against 3 Algonquin players.
Approaching halfway to go in the 3rd quarter. Algonquin has led for a majority of this matchup so far. Outside Sebo. 7 on the shot clock. Once again, Branker this time pulls up from deep. Yeah, she's got it.
Very nice shot there. Held her follow through, looked it all the way into the basket. That's what veteran players do.
Branker continuing having a strong game with 13 points now for the Thunder. Branker on the defense on Pretty.
Bring that pressure on the perimeter again.
Line struggling to get it back inside. Able to spread it out for the 3. No good, but a foul down low on the rebound attempt. It is against Algonquin. It's a pushing foul as Algonquin either way gets the ball.
A little bit of frustration set it in with Lambton. You can see they're shaking their heads right away. The whistle blows. They're looking. They think every call's against them. They got to try and keep their head in the game. Just keep playing. Keep fighting.
Indeed, in that sequence. Check that Wag with the personal. Algonquin getting to the N1 on the other end.
That's unfortunate. Could have just stood straight up and down. The offensive player was in a tough spot. Went for the reach, trying to block the shot instead of just getting a hand up, being in the way.
You can see right there, that's that light swing. Draws the N1, and they on with their first personal. And all of a sudden, Lambton again has 4 personal fouls in a quarter compared to 1 for the Thunder, similar to what we've seen in the first quarter.
Absolutely, and once again, Algonquin just really setting the tone, being aggressive on offense and defense, trying to make a play every chance they get.
Lions trying to get any type of momentum. Just 2 points this quarter so far in nearly 6 minutes of play. Brinker this time caught on the whistle. Reaching on the drive by Pretty.
It's a good drive by Pretty. Put the defensive player in a tough spot, force him to make a play. Brinker actually had a nice inside position, but got called for the reach.
Once again, Pretty to the strike to shoot for 2, and she's been one of the main positives this season for this team. As talked about before and earlier on, the Rookie of the Year in the West Division, second in steals, but is also someone, as we talked about, strong in terms of scoring, the rebounding, very active, and as the headliner for the all-rookie team this campaign for the OCAA West.
Absolutely, she's a very steady player. She's one that I think Coach Ross is going to want to build around for the next few years.
Indeed. Meanwhile, shot is good from Algonquin to stretch the lead to 57-30. Press coming from Lambton. Check that 8 on the shot clock. Outside, Sivo cuts baseline. Through the pressure, tries to chuck it up before the shot clock. Instead, it's called for the violation.
Not really sure what happened there. Looked like she might have shuffled her feet and then lost the ball and still got it back and went up with it. Unfortunately, it's still too late.
You can see here's Brinker on that original shot right there.
And nice pass from Sibo. You can tell those veteran players, they look for each other, they play off of one another really, really well.
And the Thunder looking to put the pedal down. They are the ones applying the pressure on Lambton. Nearly turn back over, quick shot down the baseline. Crow drains it.
Nice and steady shot there from Crow.
Now 6 total points scored by the Lions this quarter. 57-32, Thunder is the score. Down low the pass, quick shot, no good. Crow on the glass this time. And the pass sails out of bounds. That time intended, it looked like, for the pass to Bigras. Instead, turned back over, Adua back into the game. At this point, what do you tell your team if you're Coach Ross right now, down this much in such an important game for your team's history?
Well, you got to try and break it down. You can't, I mean, as hard as it is, you got to say, don't worry about the scoreboard. Look at it, 0-0. You want to try and chip away at it. You got 3 minutes left in the quarter here. You want to try and get it down. Can you get it within 15 points maybe? I mean, give yourself a reasonable goal. It's not going to be easy. This team's not going to go away, but you want to make it a little bit more manageable and just chunk it up.
No shot, no good. Peck that time of the miss meanwhile.
Big thing here is just not to get discouraged. You got to keep playing, keep doing what you do, and let the game come to you.
Absolutely. Lambton sets up slowly this time of the offense. Moore, back outside, Crow. Jump shot to the free throw line off the front of the rim. Tap back up for a fresh 14, Moore on the rebound.
These shots are a little short from Crow. I think having to sit for a little bit extended period with some foul trouble has really cost her a little bit. She doesn't have her legs in the flow of the game right now.
Yeah, Crow does have 2 personal. She tapped it out of bounds. Algonquin possession. We talked about this before the start of today's game, as well as a little bit during halftime in preparation for the second half. This is a program that is very young for the Lions and has continuously been building the past couple of seasons to this moment. As talked about, just hosted the first crossover game, for example, to get into this tournament.
Absolutely, and it's, I mean, as a player, you don't look at that. You don't always look at the big picture. You're thinking about right here, right now. But to host a game is a huge step. To be here and to compete, I mean, the score might not show it, but to be competing, that says a lot as well. This program has made some big strides in a very short amount of time, and especially Coach Ross knows what she's doing. She does a great job developing talent, recruiting talent. They're not going to go away. If anything, they're just going to get stronger and stronger every year.
Now, right now, players such as Pretty have been looking impressive throughout today's game. Pretty gets the ball with 10 on the shot clock. Passed along to Wag. Guarded by Sivo. Wag loses the dribble. Battling for the basketball. Jump ball triggered. Possession arrow goes the other direction. Algonquin ball.
That's unfortunate. Wag just lost her balance there, I think. She stayed with it, but unfortunately she got swarmed, and not a whole lot she can do in that situation.
Algonquin now sets things back up once again. Brinker. Back to Sivo. Back outside Brinker. Quick shot for 3. doesn't even draw the rim. Instead, goes all the way back to the green curtain.
It's a very untimely shot, but it's with a lead like this, it's not going to hurt you.
Gagnon back onto the floor, meanwhile, for Algonquin. Algonquin this time backing off the pressure. Sending up three up at the top. Make it just 1-3-1. Moore. Off to Wag. Hard contact, no whistle. Wag misses the jump shot. This time the whistle drawn on the rebound attempt from behind. Bigras on the personal.
Coach Ross a little upset there. She thought there was a little too much contact inside. I think you might see it here.
You're right there.
there, coming through on the screen. Got to be honest with you, I agree with her, but the officials obviously didn't see it that way.
Either way, Algonquin possession. Thunder also now in the bonus for the next minute and 4 seconds due to the offensive foul on the rebound attempt. Abdul, quick jump shot off the back screws. Spears takes it back up quickly for the quick transition jumper. She misses it off the front rim. Under a minute to play in this third quarter. Sebo runs the offense along the St. Clair Saints logo. 11 on the shot clock. Branker wants the ball. Abdullah can't pass it away. And back the other direction they'll go.
That's not something you want to see, but it's, you know, you're trying to be patient, you're trying to find easy look. Unfortunately, you don't want to have those unforced turnovers.
Yeah, especially since she was smothered on the defense that time.
Yeah, it's a very good job by the Lions to bring that pressure without fouling is a big thing, especially to end the quarter.
Peck back into the game, meanwhile, for the final 30 seconds or so of this third. Wang calling for the splice. Purdy goes from the right side of the court to the left. Outside, the contested three. No good. Tapped out of bounds. They say it goes off the Lions. Shot clock is off for the final 9.5 seconds of the third.
Want to make sure you play defense here, but you don't want to foul, don't want to be too aggressive.
Sebo wanting to find space. Under 5 seconds to play. Branker down low, over two defenders, no good. Second chance off the side of the backboard. Either way, Algonquin in control. 57-32 the score after 30 minutes of play. We're back with more coverage of the 2020 OCAA Women's Basketball Championship live from the St. Clair College Sportsplex in Windsor, Ontario after this.
Here, it's about you. Your passion, your skills, stepping up to the challenge. It's here where we rise above, soar to our full potential, and where we become work ready. St. Clair College, it's time to take flight. Rise above the ordinary.
Like our champions, we know what it takes to win. Every day we put on our uniforms and we strive to be the best. Ring after ring, we keep practicing until it becomes second nature. Our craftsmen have put in thousands of hours to master their trade. And when things get tough, we make the adjustments needed to stay on top. Baron Championship rings. This is who we are.
Windsor, Ontario, where the Algonquin Thunder are dominating to start off game one of the OCAA Women's Basketball Championship. 57-32 is the score over the Lambton Lions. Justin Prince alongside Breedens, here with the Monts on Tom Express broadcast booth. We're just discussing things. The defense has just been top-notch and smothering all day long for Algonquin.
Absolutely, they keep the pressure. on the perimeter especially, but they rotate really well. They work well as a unit. So even if somebody gets beat, they're sliding over, they're helping out. It's made a huge difference because they're not letting anything inside and allows them a better position for the rebound as well.
And some of the top scorers for Lambton have been ice cold today. 1 for 14 for Crow from the field. Morgan Wegg, 2 for 13. Making out 2 for 14 with that miss in the Algonquin possession now after the tap. It's been a rough one from the field, as not just overall, but from deep too. 1 for 17 from 3 are the Lions.
Yeah, I think we mentioned it early in the game. They're not a strong shooting team, but especially on the outside, it's not their forte. Obviously, you get down, you want to try and get back into it. You're not going to get all back in one possession, though. So I still would attack the basket, try to get to the line. Shooting threes isn't helping their cause at all.
Thompson on the jump shot. She's now got 7 points this game. Thunder leads 59-32. Ball tapped out of bounds. Stays Algonquin possession. Let's bring a substitution in Abdullah here. But again, the main thing when it's come to the Algonquin side of offense as well in this matchup, the assists. It's been the discussion point all day. 17 assists, 19 makes for the Thunder.
Yeah, they're very patient. They move the ball. They look for one another. This is a team, they know each other very well, especially Sebo and Branker. They know each other. They know where each other are going to be. They make the game a lot easier that way.
And this was a team that was 7th in the OCAA coming into this tournament in assists per games, 15.1 on average. Peck, meanwhile, gives it off. Back outside Branker. 8 on the shot clock for the Thunder. Branker around the screens. 3 on the shot clock. Draws the whistle on the pass. No, it's a travel. Back their direction as Pettit comes back into the ball game.
Just a matter of the pivot foot sliding a little bit there. The official made that call.
Indeed, as now they'll also bring Strom back in from Orleans onto the floor for the Thunder. 59-32 the score for those just tuning in. This is for a chance to go to the semifinals. That will take place tomorrow. Winner takes on the winner of the Durham-Fanshawe matchup after this. Shot is good for Enion.
It's a nice shot. It's contested. It's not an easy one, but to shoot with confidence, knock it down, it's nice to see.
Still a bit of pressure now from the Lions, not looking to give up. They force the steal. Pettit able to find Pretty in transition, can't bank it in. Ball goes out of bounds. Back to the Thunder goes the possession.
Just noticing something here. This really speaks to the control of the game that Algonquin's had. Sebo's their primary ball handler. She's leading the way with 14 rebounds. So that's that says a lot. They're crashing the boards. Everybody's active on the glass.
I was about to bring that up. In fact, we've seen her everywhere on both ends of the floor on the glass. Outside, the shot meanwhile doesn't drop. Peck on the rebound. Poke loose. Stays Algonquin possession with 11 on the shot clock. And the offensive rebounding for both sides has been very active today.
Yeah, both teams are very active on the glass. The issue with Lambton is they just can't seem to get enough inside position to actually go after and get the ball. They're getting their hands on it, but they can't gain control of it.
Offensive foul drawn against Sebo. Her second personal. First team foul. Check that second for Algonquin. This is why.
Yeah, defensive player just happened to get there about a split second sooner, had good position, and made the call nice and easy for the official.
His team's first foul. 2 more substitutions will come in. Branker back onto the floor as a result. Jarvis also back onto the court for the Thunder. And Algonquin is not backing off, already applying more defensive pressure off this inbound.
Yeah, you'll see it's just more of a token pressure. They backed up right away once the ball was in, but they're not going to give up anything easy.
Crow makes the shot over Sebo that time. Lambton responds back with their own pressure, stolen away by Crow for the quick shot. 4 straight points for Crow. Farmers chair timeout called by Algonquin, their first of the second half.
Very nice play there by Crow, trying to force the matter, trying to bring some energy. Even with the score being what it is, she's still there. She's trying to set the tone for her teammates. You know, even though they're not going to walk away with a medal from this weekend, you still want to leave on a high note. You want to leave knowing that you left everything out on the floor, and she's obviously trying to do that.
Still a 20-point lead for the Thunder, 59-39. And of course, coming up in just this next upcoming Tuesday are the 15th Annual Westby Awards, a huge landmark event here in Windsor, Essex County. Keynote speaker this season is Herman Moore. Doors open at 6 p.m. Awards start 7 p.m. For tickets, be sure to go to WeDigital.ca. You can also catch the broadcast live as well on We Digital Productions. And the Westby is a huge part of the community for those who are tuning in from across the province and across the country here in Windsor, Essex.
Absolutely. Westby is a chance for us in the Windsor, Essex community to recognize our local athletes across the board, high school, college, university. Chance to really spotlight those people that have had a good year and have tried to set the tone of things to come in the future.
Indeed. Again, that's taking place this Tuesday. Championship weekend continues here at the St. Clair College Sportsplex. Day number 1, Algonquin leads 59-39 over Lambton in the first game of the tournament. Pack, guarded by Crow. Crow nearly pokes it loose, just across the timeline in time. Brinker sets up the play, Payne is wide open. Peck cuts in on the pick and roll. Sebo gets the pass. Sebo back to Brinker. The spread, the shot, no good. Second chance picked up by the Thunder. Fresh 14. Sebo. Again, looking for the screen. This time gets it from Abdul. Abdul cuts in. Sebo drives in for her 2 points. And
Again,
that's the double-double.
Very patient there. She waited. Attacked with one dribble, waited. The floor opened up, she went in, had a wide open layup.
Sebo now with 10 points and as talked about had 14 rebounds in the first 3 quarters. Meanwhile, Crow, 7 on the shot clock. Up and under, no good. Picks up her own miss, can't put it back in. Ball kept alive, fresh 14, quick shot, no good. Sebo again picks up the rebound.
She just seems to be in the right spot at the right time.
It's been very active throughout this game. On both ends of the floor. Pack gives it outside Brinker to Sebo. Once again, Peck feeling the pressure back outside. Thunder go again for the triple. This time grazes the rim. Out it goes. Lambton possession. Another substitution coming onto the floor. Make it 2 this time in Bigras along with Spears for Lambton. Approaching just under 6 minutes to go in the 4th.
You know, just to highlight what you were talking about, Sebo have an impact on the game. She's also ended the 3rd quarter with 7 assists. We could have a triple-double in the making here. Just really setting the tone for the entire game, both ends of the floor.
Absolutely. That one, meanwhile, was tossed off of Sebo by Lambton to keep the possession alive in the double team in the corner. Pettit, inbounded directly in. Pettit back again with it. Pettit the drive, draws the reach. Peck on the whistle. Peck second personal, second team foul. Now reset the shot clock to 14. Of course, we mentioned championships going on with the Lambton Lions hosting the men's side, St. Clair hosting the women's tournament this year. Of course, many different high school level tournaments underway. Alberta, for example, they're getting underway. Ontario's championships taking place in just a couple days.
Absolutely, it's that time of the year. March is a great time for basketball lovers. At every level, you're talking about city championships, provincial, state, whatever the case might be. It's an exciting time of the year.
Ball was tapped out of bounds. Lambton possession still with a fresh 14 on the shot clock. It's their 3rd crack at this opportunity on the possession. This time tapped off the bottom of the stanchion.
Thunder, hands in the passing lanes once again. They're not giving up anything easy.
Pettit again. Back outside, Wade. Still ice cold, no good. Tap back out to Spears, another fresh 14. Pettit, no good. And this time, over the back appears to be.
Actually, I think they're calling that on the inside
Wow.
position. That's surprising. It looked like Wag definitely came over the back.
Yeah, take a look at this.
Oh, she's got a little bit of a hold going on there, that's why. Hook that off, arm around, trying to hold her in place.
Yeah, that is on Jarris for a second personal. And Lambton now with, what is their fresh 14 of the possession. Make it 6. Wag with the offensive rebound. Back outside from deep. No good. Picked back up by Lambton.
That possession kind of speaks to the afternoon that Lambton's having. Lots of looks, just can't get anything to fall.
Algonquin now sets things up. Just past halfway to go in the fourth. Thunder leads 61-39. Abdullah. Down low, Peck. And this time, Lambton gets to celebrate. Out of bounds is the call.
Not a call you see very often. You got a post player spend a little bit too long in the key there. The officials give you the warning usually, which is a good sign to get out, but Peck just stayed in there a little bit too long.
In turn, that gives Lambton back the possession. Lions so far have scored 7 points this quarter. Remember, they just scored 6 in Q3. Wagged, stolen away again by the Thunder. Sebo will now take things back up once more. Sebo with the strong game, 10 points, double-digit rebounds, perching triple-double watch on the assist mark as well. Sebo drives in, draws contact. She'll go to line to shoot for 2 to add to the point total.
Yeah, I think Spears was just a little bit too deep there. Can't tell from here, but it looked like she might have been on the line trying to take that charge. I stand corrected. She got outside the line. Must just have been a little bit too late.
Spears that time on the personal. 61-39 again is the score. As the second free throw drops, make it now 11 points for Sebo. Pettit quickly rushing up the court. Wide open space under the cup, yes.
Very nice cut on the baseline. Get an easy look, easy layup. You want to convert those. It's nice to see Lambton continue to fight. They're not just going away. They want to make it a good push here at the end.
Well, you want to see that from a team. You don't want to see any give up even in this type of situation.
Absolutely. I mean, you hate to say it, but the game is essentially decided at this point. But you still want to keep fighting. You still want to play it out till the final horn.
Foul drawn that time by the Thunder will bring Branker back to the stripe.
Knock that down. That's 7 for 7 on the game.
It's been that type of a game for Branker. She's been a big part of the offense. Now with 16 points, her and Sebo in double-digit points, both of them first-team All-Stars in the East this season. The awards banquet last night.
Yeah, and it's very easy to see why. They've set the tone for this entire game. Both ends of the floor, they work well together. That's veteran players. They know how to play the game. They know what is needed of them, and they can bring their team along with them.
Kenyon passes it off to Peck, back down low in the pressure, stolen away. Taken back up by the Lions. Spears, quick shot, off the mark, tap back out of bounds, immediately given to the Thunder. Crow back onto the floor for Lambton, this time in for Wang. 64-41, 3:21 to go in the fourth quarter.
Nice to see Lambton still bringing the pressure here too. Again, like we said, they're just not going to quit. They're going to keep playing, fight right till the end.
Crow off the steal, can't make the jump shot. Fresh 14 for the Lions. The putback drops. Figueroa's on the putback that time as the Thunder break to the press this time. Branker this time sets up the offensive play. 12 on the shot clock. Back outside. Drive down the baseline. Out of the pressure. Back outside for 3. Kenyon this time off the front rim. Under 3 minutes to play in the fourth. Stolen away. Thunder set things back up once more. Branker passes it out of the pressure. Tapped off the hands of the intended player. Taken back up to Pretty for the bucket. Barbara's share timeout called. The second of the second half called by Algonquin.
You can see some tired legs setting in here for Lambton, but they continue to fight. They're looking for each other. They end up with a very easy conversion right there.
And you can see some of the activity from the couple plays before as well. Bigras with that bucket. But 64-43 the score for Algonquin. Another 3 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. Remember, following this game, the opponents of the winner of this game are going to be getting underway. The Durham Lords taking on the Fanshawe Falcons. 3 p.m. Eastern Time will be the tip for that quarterfinal matchup. Be sure to catch that on WeDigital.ca.
Yeah, I'd imagine that's going to be a very high-scoring game. Both those teams put up a lot of points. Fanshaw's #1 scoring team in the OCAA. There's a reason why they're the top seed. Second seed in the tournament.
Yeah.
But they are definitely an offensive juggernaut, and it should be a very good game to see.
You can see Barry Cullen on the right side of your screen, one of the veteran officials here in Windsor-Essex County, saying hello to some very happy puppies. It looks like one of the Fanshawe puppies. And many Fanshawe fans have made the way down from the Forest City for today's matchup as well. That game featuring this year's Women's Basketball Player of the Year in Chanute Angu.
Angu's a very accomplished player. She's a scorer. She definitely asserts herself on the game. I'm looking forward to seeing her play.
Ball tapped out of bounds by Crow, stays Thunder possession. But overall, Algonquin played a very solid game today from start to finish, led every single minute.
Absolutely, they set the tone early. Even when Lambton tried to make a push, they remained calm, they stayed composed, and they didn't really let Lambton get into anything that would result in a push or any really dipping into the lead in any way.
Foul that time against the Lions. Foul this time, called against Pretty, just her first personal. Third team foul. Resets the shot clock to 14, approaching 2 minutes to go. Brinker. Gets the screen set by Peck, draws the reach. Next one puts them in the bonus. This time Spears on the reach for her throw.
Last 2 minutes of a game like this can be tough. It starts to stretch out. Those 2 minutes can feel like an eternity sometimes on both sides, whether you're winning or losing. As a winning team, you want to make sure you're still working on things. You don't want to settle for anything. You want to make sure you're getting yourselves ready for that next game.
Indeed. Jarris and Abdullah back onto the floor, by the way. Abdullah sets the screen. 7 on the shot clock. Down low, Abdullah in the pick and roll. Misses on the right side of the iron. Lions looking to try and get some points. Drive right to the cup. It's good. Julia McMichael with her first minutes of the game, able to make the bucket. Stolen away by McMichael.
Very nice pass from McMichael right there to lead the break.
And Spears gets the N1 off the nice pass.
Nice steal. She led the player, put it where only her teammate was going to get it. That's what you want to see.
Take a look at this. McMichael's just setting up for the next offensive set. Ball gets popped up. Fast break gets underway right to Spears. And Spears in turn makes the bucket for the N1. And don't look now, 14-point deficit, under 90 seconds to play. We have seen comebacks in that range before. Thunder trying to keep this advantage outside, no good. Kept alive with 6 on the shot clock. Cross-court pass. Kenyon, no good on the jump shot. Thunder rebound the ball, whistle drawn right before the pass.
The Thunder just not quitting, they just keep fighting. That's what championship teams do.
And in turn, because that reached just before what would have been a potential steal, Jarris to the strike to seal things up with 1 minute to play. And that was one of Lambton's strongest runs of the game right there to bring it from over 20 points. The deficit down to 14.
Absolutely. If I had to guess, I would assume that Coach Ross in that last timeout kind of told her players, hey, you know what, it's not going to turn out the way we want it, but we're going to go out on a high note. We're going to keep fighting. Let's go on a run. Let's see. If anything, she probably challenged. Let's try and get it down to 10 points, which is within reason. It's reachable right now. But you can see they've got that last little bit of fight going.
Under a minute to play in the fourth quarter. Thunder have it stripped away. Taken up by Pretty. Back down low, Spears with the bucket.
Very nice play, draw the defender, open things up right nice underneath the basket.
Lions still trying to provide pressure to close up the gap as much as they can. Poke loose, Algonquin possession. Overall, what do you feel the outlook's going to be for the Lions to try and build upon this quarterfinals appearance this season?
I think there's a lot they can build upon. Obviously, they're going to have returning players that are going to have a little extra confidence, knowing they've been here. If they can come back next year, some of those jitters will be gone. They'll be taken care of because they'll know what to expect. It also gives an opportunity for Coach Ross to go out and recruit, bring in some freshmen that can look at it and say, hey, they're building something positive here. They're making strides. They're competing game in and game out. And like I've said before, down the road, they could potentially be competing for a medal.
Absolutely. 4 first-year players on this team. Spears, Pretty, along with Preens amongst those. No good for the Lions. Shot clock is off. Looking to seal things up here. Algonquin feeling pressure, but they'll be able to dribble it out. 66-52 is the final. The Thunder move on to the semifinals.
Very nice game there from the Thunder. From opening tip right to the buzzer there, they kept going. They handled the push from Lambton at a couple different points in time. They never got away from what they do. They just kept playing basketball, and obviously they got the result they were looking for.
Post-game coverage coming up after these messages. You're watching We Digital Productions live from the St. Croix College Sportsplex in Windsor, Ontario.
Mont's On Time Express has all of your delivery needs covered with a fleet of 50 vehicles, including cargo and sprinter vans, along with 24-foot straight trucks. It doesn't matter if the freight is big or small. Mont's On Time Express can guarantee safe and prompt delivery service throughout Canada and the United States. Licensed to broker freight throughout North America, Mont's On Time Express features same-day delivery service, along with a state-of-the-art dispatching system and live GPS tracking assistance. Mont's is fully insured and Canadian bonded and has certifications with FAST, CTAT, PIP, and SmartWay. Mont's On Time Express is open 24 hours a day, 364 days a year. To get your delivery moving, contact Mont's On Time Express at www.montsontime.ca or call toll-free at 877-250-8282.
I want to understand why.
I want this to be perfect.
I want to be inspired.
I want to be challenged. No matter the reason, our passion to learn brought us here.
Hey, Herman Moore here, Detroit Lions legend and 4-time Pro Bowl player. Hey, get your tickets and join me for the 15th Annual Westby Awards on Tuesday, March 10th at the Caboto Club.
The 15th Annual Westby Awards are brought to you in part by Unifor Local 444, Lucier Glove and Safety, Hotham Building Materials, AM 800 CKLW, and We Digital Productions.
Are you passionate about a particular sport? Would you like to combine it with your education? Are you thinking about a career in one of the many rewarding construction-related trades? Do you love subjects like science, technology, engineering, or math? Take a look at the academies of the Windsor-Essex Catholic District School Board. You'll be glad you did. And years from now, you'll look back on your high school days as the best times of your life. The academies of the Windsor-Essex Catholic District School Board. We're with you all the way.
Hi, I'm DJ Smith, head coach of the Ottawa Senators. For the best in local sports coverage, We Digital.
Welcome back to the St. Clair College Sportsplex, the 2020 OCAA Women's Basketball Championships unfolding here on We Digital Productions. Game 1 is in the books. The Algonquin Thunder make a statement. They defeat the Lambton Lions by a 66-52 score. Joining us on the broadcast for the post-game report is the player of the game for Algonquin, Rita Sebo. Thanks for doing this with us, Rita. And tell me, I think you were pretty much favored to win this game, but just the same, I'm sure there was some nerves, just some thoughts about it. How well did you think your team played today?
I think we played well for most of the game, but we didn't finish the way we wanted to. We kind of got lazy towards the end, which we can't do against good teams. Like we will need to really step it up next game. That's what we're looking forward to.
Now, coming into this game, a lot of people were talking about the 15-1 record. Of course, it's very impressive. Talked to Coach McLean. He said he's been very happy with the team and their progress. How tough is it to, put aside what you did during the regular season? And obviously, it's got to be a little bit different when you get into the OCAA championships.
It's definitely different. We're not used to playing the West teams. They have a different style of play that we definitely have to adjust to. But I think we came in prepared. We watched a lot of film, and we knew exactly what they were going to do. So I think it showed on defense.
Yeah, and certainly, again, you really kept them in check here today, holding the 52 points. In moving forward, looking forward here, obviously, you're going to play the winner of this game, Durham and Fanshawe. So I'm sure you and your teammates will watch it closely. But
definitely.
What are the thoughts heading in and just knowing that it's probably going to get tougher each game?
Yeah, definitely. We're up to the challenge. We came in prepared. I think we're kind of peaking on your season at the right time. So we'll be ready when the time comes.
All right.
Yeah.
Congrats on player of the game.
Thank you.
All right, job well done. We'll talk to you down the road. That's Rita Sebo, the player of the game here in the first game of the day here at the OCAA Basketball Championships. Her team, again, victorious over the Lambton Lions, winning 66-52. Still to come here at the championships, we've got 3 more broadcasts for you. Rita, you can go join your teammates.
Thank
Not
you.
a problem.
Thank you so much.
Put that down there. But we've got 3 more broadcasts for you here this afternoon. We'll be back in about 20 minutes or so for our second game. It's going to be Durham taking on Fanshawe. Fanshawe with a 17-1 record. Outstanding campaign for Bill Carrier and his squad. At 6 p.m., it's the hometown Saints. They'll host the George Brown Huskies. And at 8 p.m., it's the Humber Hawks, who are heavy favorites here, taking on the Sheridan Bruins. So that's it for now. We're going to take a break. Do come back in about 20 minutes. We'll have game 2 for you here of the 2020 OCAA Women's Basketball Championships on We Digital Productions. Until then, this is Dominic Papa wishing you a great day. Thanks for tuning in, everybody.